There's the NASDAQ on the daily. As you can see, this is the 200 moving average. And we cracked it yesterday and then shot back up. That was the recovery yesterday, was getting back up over the 200. And now we're just sitting above it, but we broke down on it. Yeah, let's see if we crack it. I think we do. This shows that we want to crack it. I think we crack it, and then that's the end. That's when the bulls give up. They've been holding on for a really long time, and now I think they're done. What's the reason to hold here? We have a little bullish divergence here. I'm not buying it. I think this is a bounce. I think you come up and then get rejected again. Let's look at VIX. Again, this isn't breaking down. It's not like these spikes and then it breaks down, spikes and then it breaks down, spikes and then it breaks down, spikes and then it breaks down. This is spike. Why aren't we breaking down? Because this spike wasn't enough. That's why. Not nearly enough. We should be selling down way more than we did in April. And in fact, on Monday, we should have crashed, but we did not. Basent saved the market there on Monday. And that was going to be an open with a market stop, a market halt. But they prevented that. But all they're doing is just kicking the can. They're trying and you can see it, rather than letting the market crash. Now here, there was no reason to crash. I think this was actually building to break out. And then here, February 3rd, that's when something went wrong. Everything changed, and they've been selling to get out ever since then. This was all a bullish move. We could have been very bullish coming out of here, and even here coming off the 50. But once we broke down, we had this bullish engulfing. That was just a joke. That was just short covering because we shot out of the lower Bollinger so far. All that was telling us was a warning sign that, hey, Bollinger, you need to start going the opposite direction now. You need to start going down. That's why it shot out of there so bad. But then, it's really oversold there, so they buy it up, and now you're just meat in the grinder right here. And you can see on the weekly, you're just getting rejected here. Just nope, 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 nope. Out, 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 out. I want out, I want out, I want out. That's not people wanting in. There you are turning on the monthly. Again, I think we're setting up for a significant drop here. And we should see this crack. And I mean badly. We should see this crack badly. 44. We should be well over 44 here. Again, I never tell the market what to do. I always go with the market. But this is, yeah, this is telling me the market has a serious problem. Gold, same thing. I see gold coming down. You're just way too outside the Bollinger. All this is doing is telling you that's the direction we're going. I mean, it can bounce up to the 5MA 48.30, somewhere like that. But then it's coming back down. And I think gold eventually ends up around 4,000, 4,100. And it's all because of this crude oil coming back to rule the world. Yeah, I just, I don't know what to say about this. And this is going to screw everyone. And this can only go up because the spread is so huge between the oils. And they're just hitting more energy facilities in the Middle East. So it shouldn't affect America yet, and that's because we produce enough oil. The problem is everyone's going to want to buy oil from us. And so that's why Trump is talking about easing sanctions on Iran even. What freaking idiot does that? Declares war on a country that you had sanctions on and then lifts sanctions so that they can make more money just because you're losing the economy. What a buffoon. Seriously. All right. Here's the cues. There's the 200. You see, we broke it and we shot back up. That was the recovery yesterday, and we were well outside the Bollinger. I think this continues. I think we probably hang around here just because it's a Friday OPEX and it's a huge OPEX. But what I would like to see and what I think eventually happens is we give up this 200 and just sad candle face. Here's the hourly. Again, you have a bullish divergence there. I don't trust that because I think this is a getting ready to do a wave 3 down, and wave 3's break divergence. That's how they trick you. So you're in here thinking, yes, I've got bullish divergence, and then it rips your face off. So I would be very cautious of this. The upper expected move. Where are all my lines? What's going on? There. The upper expected move is only 596 today. So that's right here at the 50 MA on the hourly. So it's not expecting a whole lot. And the 5 MA is even higher than that. So the 5-day moving average is at 598 up here. So the upper expected move is below the 5-day moving average. That's totally bearish. You don't even have enough expected momentum to get above the 5-day. Now, again, it's an OPEX, so maybe they go crazy and lift it, but you've got to get above 598 to get bullish again, to stay bullish overnight, I should say. And again, we didn't get above the 5 MA yesterday, so those options that I had, those call options real quick, I sold those before close because we're not getting above the 5 MA. I don't hold options overnight. because of this. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute. Oh, the lower expected move is all the way down at 583. This is 580. 583's in here. I would like to see us get to break 580 actually. 579.25. I think that would be a mental crack for the market. Breaking 580. All right, let's see what's moving today, if anything. SunCoke Energy is, and that's coal. But Hallador is also coal. Let's look at the plays here. iPeak, that looks good. Huntsman. Huntsman is on support, so I'd like to see that hold. That doesn't look like it's going to hold, though. That looks like it's going to turn down again. Neo looks all right. This is the anti-oil play. And Iridium looks good. Looks okay, I should say. I guess that is a higher high with a lower divergence, but we're still open. So we could still be pushing up, which would be my guess. I think we want to close this gap up here to $31, $32. All right, let's see what the big dogs are doing. Still looks great. Jeez. What do you even say about that? I just feel sorry for anyone that doesn't have oil. Okay, PBR. This looks like a head and shoulders with bearish divergence clearly. So PBR looks like we should come down, at least 1910. Probably more towards 1860. Again, if these are going to drop, then I'm going to be a buyer. EC, this should be the same thing. Yep. Head, shoulder, shoulder. We probably get a spike at open and then it sells. Again, EC at 1360. I would be looking at. Let's see how my favorite is doing. Almost back into 400. Perfect. I was a big time buyer in here. I was like, yes, give me. Gimme. Gimme. Yep, I want to be back in the 420s. That would be fantastic. These are oil getting expensive, and it's going to stay expensive. I mean, we're hearing things about lines being off offline for 5 years to repair the damages. So this isn't a quick fix. They're not just going to declare peace tomorrow and everything go back to normal. I mean, we're 5 years away from normal, is what they're trying to tell us. And the market's just like, oh, yeah, 5 years. Okay, yeah. So you're going to need an energy alternative with the pressure on oil. And especially if things keep getting worse. And so I'm just waiting for these to pick up their bids. Just dragging out, and this is open. So I mean, this can tank, and I have 7 to 9 range on these down here. So that was always a possibility. I was telling the group it's always a possibility that we're going to break down from here. I like this level to hold. I'm a buyer around this level, but I mean, there's always a possibility we can break down. Again, I'll buy if it breaks down. I have no problem. I have patience because I know the market does not. Well, the market does. The market rewards those with patience because the market's erratic. All right. Again, you hit the mid Bollinger. You're below the 200. Yes, you're turning up, but I think you fail here. That's below the 200. That's right at the 200. So everything's sitting, that hasn't even touched it yet. So I think UAA has to drop to even touch it. You've got a lot of stuff just sitting on the 200, along with the Qs. Oh, Planet Labs. Good night. Yeah, bullish signal, I would guess. Oh, they must have reported or something. Well, that's good for them, but no one else is getting a sympathy bid. Ah, that looks like it's going to spike. Okay, that's good. Um, where's my others? Where's GSAT? I'll just type it. How about that? Yeah, GSAT getting a bid. Okay, space is on the menu. Let's look at qubits. Let's see if that's tanking yet. Yeah, this is. I kept saying I didn't like how it was hitting the box. I didn't like this. That's not a clean. That's not a clean recovery. This looks just like a 3-wave move, and then 1, 2, and you're probably in a 3. You're probably going to sell down here, probably close to $13. I don't think this is done. I think you were just outside the Bollinger, but I think you have a big drop coming in these. And again, I'm short this. I'm short my own stock. I sold calls and I bought puts. And I still own the stock, but now I make money off of it going down. UMAC got crushed. That was just a false breakout. Okay. Still waiting for this. Probably around 1620. That's where I have my orders. USAR, I had a group of orders filled yesterday just because it was at the 200. So let's see what this does. I think it breaks down. Look how you're turning down. I wasn't, I let the orders go through, but I wasn't really jazzed about it. I wasn't like, yay, I'm going to buy USAR. It was more like, I really should cancel those and set them lower, but I just let it go. It's a couple dollars in the future. Okay. Let's look at Cliff. Let's see where that's going. Let's see if I can spell. Heading down as I thought. I'm doing the same thing with Cliff as I did with Qubits. Back here, I sold calls and bought puts. And so I'm making money off of it on the way down. It's getting close to my average, though. I don't like that. Let's look at Triple D. Holding two. Okay. False breakout. And then a shoot down. We could have a good move here today. This looks like a good setup. This looks like a good setup for a good move. Interesting. Interesting that would get a good move. I wonder if they want to bounce the market on OPEX day today. Just at least prevent it from going down. And that would make a lot of sense. Okay. I'd better log off and get back pretty late this morning. Again, we're below the mid Bollinger. I don't have a lot of hope for the market today. It is OPEX, so it can. I think it'll want to finish neutral, so probably like 590. It'll probably want to close around 590, just somewhere in the middle. 590 is your put wall, so it might, yeah. I think it'll probably hug that pretty close. All right. There's you, Amy, going. All right. Be safe, be wise, be bold, and as always, good luck.